Hello, and thank you for watching. This is going to be the start of a series I'm going to do, which is called Let's Talk, where I just talk about different varieties of games and my personal opinions about them. Not about the lore, but just how I feel they're doing currently. Uh, what's going on with the latest games and all that. So, the first one that we're going to start off with is Assassin's Creed. Now, I've been a big fan of Assassin's Creed for a very, very long time. Um, Played a variety, or not a variety, all the games except for one, which was Assassin's Creed Rogue, which one day I'll get to play that. Um, but other than that, I've just been a huge fan. And um, just fell in love with the whole story, the concept, the plot, just everything about Assassin's Creed. I love the clothing, the armor, the fact that the assassins, they've all had hoods and had hidden blades and, you know, had different personalities of who they are and how they viewed the world around them, and how they interacted with the world around them. So to put it short, Assassin's Creed holds a very special place in my heart. I hold it in high regards due to its story and characters, and also even the map design as well, because I really do enjoy the maps as well, the cities and how they're laid out. It's really great. But I'm going to be talking about a variety of the Assassin's Creed games. But let's start off with Valhalla. Okay, I don't like Valhalla. I don't hate it, but I don't extremely love it, or I'm not obsessed with it the way that I see on Instagram how many fans of Valhalla like to take, very interesting pictures and all that, which is not a problem. You really enjoy the game, then yeah, go ahead. You really like the game. But for me, and for a lot of die-hard veteran Assassin's Creed fans, um, Valhalla is kind of it's not great, especially when you take a look at the plot, and the character as well. Um, Ivor is a Viking. He's just that, a Viking warrior, and also, I guess you could say, the genetic clone of Odin. So yeah, there's that. But he's not an assassin. He never was, never will be. Um, and to put it in that perspective of the evidence is that at the end of the game, when you finally hunt down all the Templars, I forgot the other character's name, but the hidden ones offer him, a chance to join. And he tells them no, that he doesn't want to join because he'd rather have everything done out in the open and for everyone to see. Because, of course, the Vikings love glory. They love glory, they love the respect, they love the acknowledgement of what they do, uh, which is understandable. But, of course, when it comes to Assassin's Creed, it's kind of like, what's the point then? What is the point of Eivor then? The fact that he's a genetic clone of Odin, the exact embodiment and all that, the exact make. Okay, but he's not an assassin. He's a Viking warrior that becomes the jarl of his village. So it's kind of like, where do we go from here when it comes to being an assassin? Because you can perform as many assassinations as you want, but if your character is not an assassin, then why is it called Assassin's Creed? And the same thing goes for Assassin's Creed Odyssey as well, whereas the character even tells the person that wants to hire them to do assassinations, like, hey, can you do this? And your main character, goes, I'm not an assassin, I'm a mystios, meaning I'm a mercenary, you know? So the main point, or the who your character is in Assassin's Creed Odyssey, is that he or she is a mercenary. They're not an assassin. So what's even the point then? Especially when at the end of the games, both Odyssey and Valhalla, your character doesn't become an assassin. Not like Origins. In Assassin's Creed Origins, Baya, I'm Baya. That's a good blend though. Bayek and his wife Aya used to be Medjais, and you start off as Medjais, and you go through the whole game, the whole story as a Medjai. But then at the end of it all, they realize that being a Medjai is no longer the best and ideal thing to do anymore, or be anymore. So they cast away their badges and they start over as the Hidden Ones, or the beginning and origin of the Assassin Brotherhood. So why couldn't they do this? Why couldn't Ubisoft do this for both Odyssey? Well, I can understand Odyssey. But what about Valhalla? They could have done it for Valhalla, but they didn't. Odyssey, on the other hand, Odyssey is supposed to be the game, the Assassin's Creed that is before Origins. So it's kind of like, why would you even do that? You know, why would you have a prequel? And then, of course, in the DLCs that I got to see on YouTube, apparently Aya is the descendant, ooh, excuse me, of either Alexios or Cassandra. So you have that, or we have that, better yet. So it's kind of like, wow. So that's how they're linked. It's really strange. But going back to the main point, it's kind of hard to call Assassin's Creed Valhalla and Odyssey an Assassin's Creed game where the main characters are just not assassins. They're not. Matter of fact, in Odyssey, your character has the spear tip of Leonidas to use assassinations, and not to mention demigod abilities, which is just out of this world type of stuff, man. Like you teleport, Minato style, man. Naruto's dad, his jutsu is in this game, Odyssey. Okay, you get to throw that, it stabs the person, and you teleport right where they're at, and then just yoink that out of their back. Um, I feel like I had to say that. I really do, because I looked at that. I was like, wow, what's Naruto's dad doing in here? Yeah, like, uh, but seriously speaking, though, it's kind of like, it's kind of heartbreaking for me to see in Assassin's Creed. You know, as being a huge veteran, old-time fan for a very long time, and I understand Ubisoft is trying to constantly think of new ways on how to bring about the storytelling of Assassin's Creed, and how to bring about the characters and their identities and personalities, um, and how they move about the world. But at what cost are they doing it? You know, because it's like, I feel like they're sacrificing the identity of the Assassin's Creed Brotherhood. You know, they're sacrificing the whole look of the Brotherhood of Assassins. Um, and especially with the microtransactions, which is horrendous. By the way, it is crazy. As a matter of fact, I think the latest thing that I saw was the fact that Eivor can be a World War II looking Abstergo guard. with a rifle and a riot shield, it kills the immersion of being an assassin and a Viking as well. You know, it's like you can't even be a Viking 100% anymore. Um, and I'm sounding very critical, and like I may sound very opposed to Ubisoft, but I'm not. I'm still a fan. I'm still a fan, and I'm still hoping for the best. But this is just problematic, you know? Especially when Assassin's Creed, for the most part, has been mainly about the assassins versus Templars, and how the assassins are the protectors and the defenders of the people, and their freedoms. Um, and the Templars are opposed to that. They're all about control and all about order and rules, and you have to obey and listen to us. Uh, and the assassins have always been in opposition of that, which is the main reason why so many people really like Assassin's Creed in general, especially for the what is it? The ideals of the game, the ideals, the motives, uh, the plot, the story. I'm jumbled with my words today, but I'm really trying my hardest. And as you can see right here with, Freedom Cry, which was all about Adewale freeing the slaves, which is something that is very big and honestly one of my favorites, because again, the assassins were all about protecting the people and stopping the Templars. Um, but in Assassin's Creed Valhalla, you're not really doing so much of the protecting of the people instead of robbing them of all their goods, which is kind of, now that I think about it, it's like, why? But I understand why, because he's a Viking, but it's just like, dang, you really? Really? um it's just, I'm at a loss for words on how much Assassin's Creed has truly changed, and not for the better. Not really for the better. I mean, the graphics, sure, yeah, the combat, bueno, it's good, right? But being an assassin is like the least part of the newest games of Assassin's Creed, which is really sad. Another thing I wanted to talk about was the multiplayer. I really do miss the multiplayer of Assassin's Creed. The multiplayer was just really great and amazing in every way possible. Like, you had to really be aware of your surroundings and to think of what you'll do and plan out how you'll escape or how you'll assassinate the other players. Um, which was, you had to think tactically of how to move, and to look for anything in the NPCs that would indicate that that's not an NPC but another player, which was really just really fun, you know. Um, and I have to say, the Assassin's Creed Revelations, the multiplayer in that one was the greatest. It was the greatest. Assassin's Creed 3 and Assassin's Creed 4 multiplayer was alright, but it wasn't the best. Revelations was the peak of it, in my honest opinion. Um, and I honestly wish and hope that Ubisoft brings it back. Who knows if they will? I'm hopeful, you know, that they release another Assassin's Creed game, and this one that you're actually an assassin once again. Ooh, excuse me. And I don't have a problem with the fact that, hey, if you start off as something and then you become an assassin, that's great. I don't mind that, because at the end of it, you're an assassin. But if you're just something else other than an assassin, running around doing assassinations and with the Assassin Brotherhood, but you're still not an assassin, then then there's a problem with that, you know? Because Assassin's Creed always revolved around the assassins. Oh, and actually, matter of fact, I want to correct myself. There is Assassin's Creed Rogue, where you become a Templar. So as long as it revolves around the Assassins and Templars, okay, then that's fine. None of this cultists of Cosmos or the old gods or whatever other cult or whatever. You know, let it just be the simple assassin versus Templar fight. Okay, the conflict that it's always had. Okay, and enough of the mythical boss battles against beasts and witches and you know, overpowered beings and having powers of gods and all that stuff. Let it be a simple dude or simple woman just fighting another dude or another woman. You know, it's like, it's just the simplicity of it.
I want to make it right.
It doesn't have to be, you know, these amazing visuals of powers and whatnot. You know, just let it be as simple as you're a human being that's joined up with other human beings fighting against a problematic group of human beings, which are the Templars. You know, just let it be just that. Okay, I don't want to have to fight another Cyclops. I don't want to have to fight another Medusa. I don't want to have to fight against another giant or a freaking polar bear made out of rocks and ice. You know, I just want it to be simple. Simple. You know, you're just an assassin. You're not a mythical warrior with demigod powers. Alright? Sure, yeah, you can have, you know, the weapons that have powers and special abilities, you know? That I can completely agree with. I don't mind that. You know? But my goodness, yo, like Assassin's Creed has become more of a warrior RPG than an assassin RPG. You do more warrior stuff. It's like in Valhalla, I'd rather just fight people out in the open than sneak around. There's no mission that says that you have to be sneaky. There's none. It's simply an option to be sneaky and to be stealthy. Everything else, you know, just it's just the main point. You know, you go in, fight like a Viking, and that's it. Boom. You're done. You killed everybody, you win. But there's no mission that says, oh, you gotta be sneaky and stealthy and, you know, try and not let anybody detect you. Like in the previous Assassin's Creed, there were a lot of missions like that. Because you were an assassin. You were supposed to be sneaky, you were supposed to be stealthy and moving in with the shadows and all that stuff, you know? So, you know, that was the main, you know, movement style and, you know, just how you were supposed to behave as an assassin. You know, you're supposed to be skilled, highly more skilled than the average enemy, you know? And you were supposed to just be more agile and just stealthy and all that. Another thing I want to talk about is also Ubisoft. Stop taking out all the good stuff, okay? Because you see right here, Assassin's Creed Unity, right? Now, in Assassin's Creed Unity, Ubisoft had this special little program called Assassin's Creed Initiates, where throughout the whole game, how you played as an assassin, it would tell you what kind of assassin you were. Like if you were a Grandmaster assassin, it will tell you. If you were like a demolition expert type of assassin, like you like to throw a lot of bombs and all that stuff, it will tell you. If you're a very sneaky, stealthy assassin, it will tell you. Or if you were like me, which I got the Tormentor, where basically you act like a terrifying presence that just moves through the shadows, where kind of 1 second and then the next they don't see you and then they're dead. Which is what I got. I got the Tormentor, which was really cool. um but yeah, that was seriously such a cool feature in Assassin's Creed Unity, and they decided to take it out and not bring it into any other Assassin's Creed games after that. Of course, if we would have known what their plans were, we would understand, of course. Because in Assassin's Creed Origins, Odyssey, and Valhalla, you won't be figuring out what type of assassin you are because you're moving like a warrior. That's warrior RPG. Okay, warrior RPG. It's not Assassin's Creed RPG. No, it's warrior RPG. You're moving around like a warrior. I mean, you could do some sneaky stuff and assassinate from the shadows, but for the most part, you're running around with a shield and a sword or a spear or whatever, and you're fighting everybody like a warrior. So it's kind of like, what's the point? And then of course they limited the skills to like 3 branches in Origins, which was Hunter, Warrior, and I forgot what was the other one. And it was just a severe like amount of limitation, and just like cut away from exploring what other things you could do or build up your character role playing wise. But yeah, this is it. This is all I wanted to talk about. And I thank you again for watching. I truly do appreciate it, and I hope you've reached this point and I haven't bored you out with all my ramblings. But I seriously wanted to talk about this because it was a very big concern of mine, and I've been a huge fan of Assassin's Creed for such a long time that it's kind of sad to see how Assassin's Creed has changed. And it really is sad because when you see a game that you've just been a huge fan of and in big support of just change so dramatically for something that is not even about the main point of what the games were about, it's heartbreaking. It's sad because it's just like, what's even the point then? How can you call this an Assassin's Creed game when your character's not an assassin? He's not performing any assassin things, any rituals, any rites, any branding. Like, he's not talking to other assassins or whatever. Not behaving like an assassin. But yeah. So thank you again for watching. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I'd really appreciate it because I really do want to know your thoughts. And also, if you can, leave a like and sub if you want to watch some more. I do other types of videos as well, but I'm going to continue doing this type of thing as well because I do want to talk more about video games and the different topics surrounding video games and what's going on with them. So again, thank you so much for watching, and I hope you all are doing great. If not, then find a way to be happy. Be in that pursuit of happiness. You know what I'm saying? Always do better for yourself. And thank you again. Peace out.